What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jarvis Parson, aka Spidey from Spidey Warrior Productions, and today we're here to talk about, if you're a creator, why you should not have your prices on display. Let's get into it. Welcome back, y'all. It's your boy Jarvis Parson, aka Spidey from Spidey Warrior Productions. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I drop a video. Now, one thing I haven't really said much is that I go off the dome with these videos. Like, I'm not sitting here writing notes. I think of a topic and I just ramble. So I start a podcast, and that's how I am on my podcast. We talk about a topic and we just ramble with it, and that's what I do. So if I mess up, I might cut it out. I might not, depending on how bad it is. But for the most part, I just go with the flow. So y'all rock with me, I rock with y'all, and we gonna just rock it out all the way to the end. But yeah, for the most part, I'm here to talk about why, as a creator, you should not have your prices on display. So I recently had a client, an old client of mine, tell me that, ask me why I don't have my prices on my website. And I told him I don't, because as a videographer, I know in different fields things can be different, but as a videographer and a filmmaker and director, it's a few reasons why you shouldn't do that. One of the main reasons is I don't like my prices to be openly compared to others. Not saying that I can't give somebody a rate and then they go find somebody else's rate and then start comparing. People gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day, but I'm not gonna give you access to just freely do that without putting in some effort. So for the most part, you gotta go through a form to get my rates. But me just having it out on display, any and everybody can just hop online, go to my website, see how much I cost, and go somebody else to do the same thing. And then you just have all these different people that you don't know, because you don't know who's doing it, you don't know who visiting your site, who not. You can just maybe see how many visitors you get, but you just don't want to do that. People gonna be comparing, saying like why his more than theirs. And art, especially when you're creative, this is art. So art is very subjective. It's something that I can do. Just because I'm a videographer and the next guy a videographer, or I'm a director and the next guy a director, or I'm a cinematographer and the next guy a cinematographer, don't mean we got the same eye for stuff. I might see something different than what he may see. So it might be certain things that I do where you like my look compared to his. Don't make me any better than him. It just says that the way I do work, you appreciate it more, or it fits more of your style. So I would never recommend anybody to put their work on display, not their work, their art, their prices on display, because you don't want people to just take it. This isn't Walmart and Target, where you can literally buy almost the exact same product and you just decipher which one got the better quality or price match. This ain't price matching. We're not doing that. Art is subjective, so it's no right or wrong way to price something. I mean, there is kind of a wrong way, but there isn't no right or wrong price for that person at that time. Somebody might just be starting off doing weddings, and I might have been doing weddings for 5 years. My experience, of course, is gonna make me cost more, but who to say that new guy don't feel like he got the courage to charge somewhat close to what I'm doing? If somebody willing to pay him for it, what right do I have to put my prices next to his and be like, well, I've been doing it for 5 years, you should be paying me more? And that's just not fair. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's one of the reasons. So you don't want people to be on there price matching, between comparing you to the next person, when in art everything is subjective. Number two is you don't want to set yourself up for failure in the long run, especially in my type of work. A lot of the type of work I do is very tedious. So if you didn't hear what I said, tedious. So it's very tedious. It takes little by little to do a lot of different things. I mean, you can do one thing and I can accomplish that same goal in 3 different ways. So it's a very tedious thing, and it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of planning. So if I just throw my rate out there, let's say I need let's say somebody come to me about a music video. They want 2 locations and they want a 2-hour shoot. I'm like, all right, cool. And then that's cool. 2 locations, 2 hours. Well, obviously that's not accurate. Let's say 2 locations and a 6-hour shoot is a run and gun shoot. All right, cool. But they didn't tell me that they wanted effects. They didn't tell me they wanted a red camera. They didn't tell me they needed 5 models. They didn't tell me they wanted Airbnb. So when you put your prices out there, people are expecting like, oh, well, I could pay him this much and he gonna make all this happen. And then when it's time for consultation, because I do consultations, when it's time for consultations and it's time to talk to the client, and you tell him, oh no, I don't pay for all that. Now he's like, well, your rate said $600 or $1,000. So it's like you really gotta be particular on what you're doing, and it kind of just sets yourself up for failure in the long run. For somebody of a higher status might hit you like right now. I'm in Houston, Texas. If you didn't know, I do videos of people in Houston, Texas. But let's say Chris Brown comes down here in Houston and he discovers my page and he goes on my website and see I do videos for X amount of dollars. Let's say $1,000. Let's play it safe, $1,000, right? And you say, hey, I do a 2-location shoot for 6 hours for $1,000 or something, right? And Chris Brown see that. Well, Chris Brown deals with budgets that's like, $150,000, $250,000 for music videos. Sometimes more than that, depending on what it is. So him coming to me seeing $1,000. Now I'm only getting $1,000 for Chris Brown, when he gonna make way more money than that off my video than I'm getting paid. When in reality, if I kept my price to myself and Chris Brown came, I could have filtered it, dealing with different clients. And that took me to step number 3, filtering your prices to each client. So the benefit of having your prices on to yourself or going through a system to get to your prices is that you can filter prices based on the person you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with a Chris Brown and you want to say, oh no, I'm going to get $250,000 out of Chris Brown, at least for the budget, and then I'm going to get whatever portion I get 10% out of that, right? Or you can, or if you're dealing with a local artist that's just getting his feet wet, he might be on his 3rd song, he needs you to shoot a video and all he got is $1,000 for his budget. So you're able to work with different people without completely exposing your actual price. You just filtering it based off who you're dealing with, which give you way more control, which makes it a lot less stressful, and you're dealing with a lot less BS because you're able to filter your prices based off who you're dealing with. And that's not just videography or photography. It's just any type of work you do. If you do a service-based business, especially for service-based businesses, if that's what you do, you need to have that type of method. If it's subjective, you know what I'm saying? Like if you do roofs, obviously, I can't say I don't do roofs, but let's say you do roofs and you can have a general price for different types of homes and places and environments. So that makes sense. But if you're doing something that's very subjective, like artwork, a painting. Well, if somebody paint a picture for you for $1,000, but then like you say, Chris Brown come up and he want that same painting, you're not gonna say, no, bro, I'm 30 bands. I need 30 bands minimum. You Chris Brown, alright, no. That mug gonna be sitting in your house. You might make a music video with it. Lord knows what you might do with it. So you filtering it based off who you dealing with, and you might be thinking, oh man, that's messed up. Just because he got money, you gonna upcharge him. But think about it: $1,000 to a person that don't got it like that is just as much as $30,000 to somebody that do got it like that. That $1,000 in Chris Brown's mind might be equivalent to somebody that barely making it, and that's paying that $30,000 to Chris Brown might be equivalent to somebody that's just coming up paying $1,000. Like it's just, well, not really, because $30,000 to Chris Brown ain't shit. I can imagine. So you get my drift. But yeah, so those are really the 3 things. One is what was one? What was one? Oh yeah, okay. So 1, comparing your prices to others. This isn't no competition. I get that we all gotta eat, but this isn't no competition where I'm trying to compare my prices to the next guy, and that's gonna judge who's better and who's not. And that's not how that works. So you don't want people comparing your prices. Number 2 is You don't want to set yourself up for failure because you don't know what all the project entails. So if it entails a lot, you're going to need a lot. You don't want to put your prices out for display and they expect that little bit of money going to make all this happen. And it's not. As though you can always tell them that. Why deal with problems up front? Now you're going into the situation with a debate with somebody. Like I gotta talk to you. Like I just met you and now I gotta debate with you why that price isn't. Why go into it with that type of energy? Now they already not gonna like you from the jump. So just avoid that. And then 3, you can filter it based off each person you're dealing with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So find a system to where they have to work to get your prices or rates, or give it to them when they ask. Don't just have it out for display so people can just see it any type of way. Make them work for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. And till next time, peace.